Sunday meal prep video. I am glad that you are here. If you are new to my channel or you haven't subscribed yet, please click that subscribe button down below and that notification bell so that you don't miss any time that I upload. I typically upload 3 times per week. Tuesday, Thursday, and Sundays are my schedule right now. Of course, that is always subject to change, and sometimes there may be an extra video thrown in there as well. But regardless, I'm glad that you are here. On today's meal prep, for the menu, we have a couple of simple things, I think. One is going to be a new crock pot chicken recipe that I'm trying. It's from Slender Kitchen. It's basically chopped up chicken, red bell peppers, and some seasonings and stuff in the crock pot and let it cook for I think she says 4 hours on low. Y'all know I'm going to put it on high and cook it until I know that chicken is very well done. And then I'm also just going to make some marinara sauce with some ground turkey for myself because I'm going to do zoodles. A couple of weeks ago or a couple of videos ago we did lasagna, and my husband made 2 smaller lasagnas for himself just because he had so much extra stuff for some reason, and so we froze one of those. So he remembered I actually had forgotten about it, and he was like, I probably need to eat that lasagna. And so I decided to just do zoodles because I don't really want to fool with making the zucchini lasagna boats. It's easy just to do the zoodles. I can make the marinara sauce the night that we have that meal. Then we just use the little Vegemite thing and do my zoodles with the fresh zucchini and warm it up in the microwave for 3 minutes, and it is perfect almost every time. It's a little liquidy. I do squeeze the water out of it, but it's still real simple. Along with that, we're also going to have the 2 ingredient garlic rolls that I like to make, and then I'm also going to make my chocolate peanut butter cookies, and then I'm going to try to prep my breakfast and stuff for this week because that really helped me out a lot last week doing the meal prep. However, I am not going to bake my bacon in the oven like I did last week because it came out crispy. It was easy, but I did not like the way that the bacon tasted. It tasted greasy to me, where I guess cooking it in the microwave for so many years in the paper towels maybe, because I do kind of put it between the paper towels and it's kind of absorbed most of that grease, and I didn't really realize it. So I'm used to it being just drier and less greasy. So yeah, I'm not going to bake it in the oven. I'm just going to do like 2 batches of 5 pieces in the microwave and each, and that way I have 10 pieces for the week, 2 pieces for each day, and let that be that. I love the convenience and how easy it was to just throw that in the oven and not really worry about it. However, I just did not like the taste compared to what I'm used to. It just, like I said, it was just greasy. Anyway, enough about that. So with the chicken that I'm cooking in the crock pot, I'm also going to do, I think it's a 0-point meal. I will have to verify that once I plug all of the ingredients into my app. But I mean, it's basically calling for fire roasted rotel, red bell peppers, and then some red pepper flakes, chicken. All of that stuff is 0 points. So I'm pretty sure that it's going to be 0. And I'm going to do some of my roasted vegetables, the California blend vegetables, which I'm just going to use that McCormick seasoning and put on that and roast that in the oven until it is good and done. And then I'm going to do some jasmine rice. So I'll probably have a full cup of rice for each of us in that, which I think is 6 points, and so that's kind of where my points will come into play for that meal. Everything else in that meal will be 0. And I think that's it. I think that's all that is on the menu for today. I think this was a long enough intro. My cats are over here on the table behind y'all trying to tear up my Santa Claus and my plant, so I'm fixing to have to shoo them away. But anyway, enough about that. Let's get into the video. Okay guys, I am going to start off with my produce as usual just to get it out of the way. I'm going to wash my blueberries in the salad spinner as usual with the distilled white vinegar. I think that's the best way to wash your blueberries, grapes, really any of the produce that you have. And I'm going to let those soak for a few minutes and then come back to them. Just going to kind of fill this halfway up. My husband picked out my blueberries today. He got me a tiny little thing, but he said they were like $5. It's the only ones they had, so I'll be a little short on blueberries this week, but that's okay. So we'll just let those soak, and then we will get all of our fruit put together. And also, just so that you're not looking down into the sink, I thought that I would raise you up. Charlie has already cut my cantaloupe and my pineapple as he usually does, and he has already diced up my chicken for the chicken recipe and my peppers and stuff. We've kind of gotten into this routine to where he'll kind of do all of that prep work while I'm getting ready, and then he's gone back over to my daughter's house again today, so I have to do everything else by myself today, so that will be fun. But anyway, while the blueberries soak, I'm going to make myself one of my 4-point pizzas. I'm not going to show it on here. I've shown it in several other videos, but that's what I'm going to have for lunch. And I do have one fruit container left from last week because I had made 7, so I'm going to eat that last fruit container with my pizza for lunch, and then we will jump into everything. I may put my chicken on because it is a crock pot meal, even though it says to only cook for like 4 hours, and it could really cook for the rest of the day, but it is, I think, a little bit after 12 o'clock now, so I really need to get it in the crock pot. So I'm going to look at it and see if it won't take just a minute to throw in. We may do that real quick and then come back and plate up our fruit, and then all I really have to do is make my marinara. So today might be a pretty quick meal prep now that I'm thinking about it. But I'm going to make my pizza and then we will be back. Okay guys, I am going to throw this slow cooker Italian red pepper chicken into the crock pot real quick. I have the recipe in my hand here. I have plugged all of these ingredients into my recipe builder and my WW app, and so this comes out to a 0-point meal. So what you need is 2 pounds of chicken breast, and she just says chopped, so I just had Charlie go ahead and just dice it up into the bite-sized pieces just because that is easier for us to eat. 20-ounce canned diced fire roasted tomatoes, so we have 2 10-ounce cans of the fire roasted rotel, and then 3 red bell peppers sliced. She also calls for 1 sweet onion sliced, which we decided to omit that. 2 garlic cloves, which I'm just going to use 2 teaspoons of that minced garlic there. 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning, 1 teaspoon or more if you want of the red pepper flakes. I'll probably just go ahead and put a full tablespoon in. Salt and pepper to taste. That's it. I'm going to just use olive oil just to kind of spray the inside of my crock pot, and y'all know I will season up my chicken really well with the salt and pepper, so if y'all don't like that much, then you know, you do you and leave a little bit off, but I do find that it does help bring in more flavor, and I just like everything well seasoned. So let's get into it before my pizza's done, which my pizza only has a few seconds, but I'm going to throw this in real quick. I'm going to get the pizza out of the oven, and then we're going to put this in because it won't take but a minute. Okay guys, I'm just going to spray the inside of my crock pot. I'm going to go ahead and just salt and pepper my chicken on this side like I usually do, and then dump it in there and salt and pepper the other side as well. Otherwise, half of it will not have any seasoning on it. Okay, so I've got the salt and pepper in. Now I'm just going to go ahead and dump in everything else. I'm going to put in the red bell peppers, the 2 cans of the fire roasted rotel, I need a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, I'm also going to do a tablespoon. It says a teaspoon or more, so I'm just going to do a tablespoon just because we like things spicy. It'll be fine. And then I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of the minced garlic. This one is getting a little low, but I'm just going to do 2 heaping teaspoons. It says 2 cloves. That will be good. And then I need 2 tablespoons of the balsamic vinegar. So there's 1, 2. And that's it. She says just to stir it together and cook it on low for 4 hours, which I'm cooking it on high. And we'll just see how it looks in 4 hours. So I'm going to get this mixed up and get it on, and I'm going to take a break, eat my lunch, and then we will be back and finish our fruit prep. Okay guys, I just finished my lunch. I'm going to prep my fruit bowls just to get that out of the way, and then my yogurt bowls, and then we're going to put on the rice and get the vegetables roasted. That's going to go along with the crock pot chicken that we're doing, and then I will make my ground turkey marinara, and then we will do the baking, which is going to be my protein cookies and my 2 ingredient dough. And then I will finish up with making some of my bacon and eggs for the week. So I'm going to tilt you down here to where you can see the fruit. I'm going to kind of zoom through it, and we're going to get it done as fast as we can today. Okay guys, here is the finished fruit and yogurt ready to go for the week. I'm going to throw these in the refrigerator, go swap out my laundry, and then we're going to get the rice going and the roasted vegetables. Actually, I need to go ahead and preheat my oven for those veggies, and I'm going to check on my crock pot chicken, and then we're going to do our marinara sauce. And after I put my fruit up, I saw the diced peppers in the refrigerator because my husband prepped this earlier while I was in the shower, and so I forgot about these, but they're already chopped up in this nice little $10 chopper that we picked up at Walmart a while ago. And I'm just going to put them in this container with the paper towels. Like I've said before, it just absorbs some moisture and keeps them fresher during the week. There we go. Easy peasy. I'm going to show this to y'all up close. They're actually really pretty. I love to always get the 3 different colors, and it really doesn't matter on taste what color it is to me, but anyway, it makes my eggs a little more interesting in the mornings, and then they're great just to throw on top of the little pizzas too. Okay guys, I'm gonna get my rice together in the rice cooker. It's so easy. If you don't have one of these, it is definitely worth the investment. You can also use Instant Pots and stuff like that, I think, to make rice. I don't have one of those, so I just use this old rice cooker. But what I'm gonna make is, I want 3 cups cooked. I mean, no, let me take that back. I want 6 cups cooked jasmine rice. So what I'm going to do is cook 2 cups of dry rice and use, I guess, 3 cups of water. But I'm not just going to use water. I'm going to use chicken broth for part of that liquid. So I need 3 cups of liquid, basically, to the 2 cups of rice, if that makes sense. The chicken broth will give the rice a softer texture and will also give it a little bit of flavor instead of it being, you know, just plain white rice. But anyway, these are all the ingredients you need. I'm going to spray my rice thing with the olive oil spray, put in 2 cups of rice, and then I'm going to measure out the chicken broth and see how many cups of liquid I get, and then I will just put water for the rest of the liquid, if that makes sense. So let me show you. Okay guys, first of all, we are going to spray so that our rice doesn't stick too badly. And then I'm going to do 2 cups of dry rice because I think 1 cup becomes 3 cups cooked. So there's 1, 2. And then I'm going to need 3 cups of liquid, and I'm going to use however much chicken broth is in this can, and then the rest water. So there's 1 cup. That's almost 2 cups, so I'll just top it off with water. So there's my 2nd cup of liquid, and then I'm just going to put another full cup of water in there. And that's it. I'm going to close it, turn it on, and it'll be done in about 20 minutes. So easy. Alright, I am getting ready to make my roasted vegetables, which all you need is a baking sheet. I'm going to line it with aluminum foil and just spray it with some olive oil spray, which I did not set that out. Here's the olive oil spray. And then I've got, I don't know, a little less than half a bag of this California blend veggies. If that's not enough, I do have some broccoli florets that I will just add in there with it. So we will just see what this looks like once I get it out there. And then I'm just going to put a generous helping of this Montreal steak seasoning on the vegetables and roast them in the oven probably for about, I don't know, 45 minutes or so at 375 degrees. And they're delicious and very spicy if you put enough of that seasoning on there. So depends on how spicy you like it. If you don't like it too spicy, just go lightly on it. But if you really want to kick it up a notch, put a heavy dose on there, which is what I'm going to do. Okay, got my aluminum foil on there. We're just going to give it a spray. We'll see how much is in this bag. This has almost got like freezer burn on it, to be honest. It really needs to be eaten up. So yeah, I'm probably going to go ahead and open the broccoli and put in here, mostly because that's our favorite, and this mostly looks like carrots, which is okay, but we need a little more broccoli. So then I'm just going to sprinkle this on there, if I can get it open. And I do try to evenly coat all of the vegetables because I want all of them to have some of the seasoning on it. And that's all there is to it. It's going to go in the oven. I'm going to set it for about 30 minutes and then check it after the 30-minute mark and see, you know, if it needs to be stirred or anything, but usually it stays in about 45 minutes or so. All right, guys, I'm going to make my ground turkey marinara now, which is going to be 0 points because I'm using the lean ground turkey breast. And then the Publix tomato sauce, you do always want to scan your tomato sauce. I think the Kroger brand actually has points, but this one does scan in at 0. And then I'm going to use 2 cans of the Hunt's diced tomatoes with the basil, garlic, and oregano in it. And then, of course, I'm going to add some more oregano, basil, Italian seasoning, salt and pepper, just kind of to my taste. This is just going to be for myself. Like I said, Charlie still has a leftover lasagna that he is going to eat. He's already pulled it out of the freezer. It is in the refrigerator kind of de-thawing. He already baked it and everything a couple of weeks ago, so really it's something that he can kind of de-thaw and portion out tonight. This is probably what we'll have for dinner tonight, and I will not get my zucchini out and do the zoodles until we get ready to eat. Okay, so we've got our ground turkey in there. I'm just going to salt and pepper it. And once this gets browned up, then we will add in the tomato sauces, and I will add the additional seasonings at that time. Okay guys, so the turkey is pretty done. I like to cook everything on the highest heat possible so that it cooks pretty quickly. So we're going to go ahead and add in our tomato sauce and our 2 cans of the Hunt's diced tomatoes. And even though the Hunt's diced tomatoes has the basil, oregano, and garlic in it, it does give it a little flavor, but not quite enough. So I have several seasonings pulled out here that I'm going to add to. So I'm going to add a little bit of ground cumin. Not too much. And a little bit of chili powder. Which I'm telling you, these 2 seasonings taste good in just about every recipe. It doesn't really matter what it is. I'm going to go ahead and add in some more oregano and some basil. And then just some Italian seasoning. And since I've added in a bunch more stuff, I'm going to go ahead and do a little more salt and pepper. And that's it. I'm going to let it simmer for a little while, and then I will give it a little taste and see what I think, if I think it needs anything else. And this is really delicious to be 0 points, so the only thing that will count will be my garlic rolls on this. So both of my meals are really 0 point meals except for the carb sources that I've added to it, which I'm doing the 1 cup of rice with the crock pot chicken that I'm making, which should be 6 or 7 points, and then I'm doing, it'll be 3 to 4 points worth of garlic rolls. I'm not sure on that WW math. I think that they come out to 1 point each, but I'm not sure if it's a true 1 point or if it will kind of round up. I'll have to see. I'll make 18 garlic rolls, and then those come out to 1 point each, and then we will each get 3 of those on the nights that we have this meal. So I'm just going to let this simmer, and then we will come back once it is done. And put the lid on too so it doesn't splash everywhere, and turn the heat back up slightly. Alright guys, update on the ground turkey marinara. I think that it is done. I tasted it. It tastes pretty good. I'm just going to add just a slight bit more Italian seasoning and oregano, and then let it simmer for like 5 more minutes and it will be done. I'm just going to set it to the side until it cools, and then I will just put this in some of my bowls that I have, just the black plastic bowls. I'll go ahead and divide it out into 3 portions so it'll be ready for me. Okay guys, the marinara is done. I just went ahead and evenly portioned it just by eyeballing it, since it's 0 points, into these 3 bowls so that it will be ready to pour over my zoodles tonight. So this looks and smells and actually tastes delicious. I tasted a little bit of it. So excited to have this tonight with my garlic rolls. It'll be extremely filling. That's actually quite a bit of sauce, but it's 0 points, and I like to eat stuff in volume that's 0 points and then add my points on the side as far as rolls or something like that, rice. That's how I like to do the plan, and so far it's working for me. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and get my garlic rolls ready. So you are going to need 1.5 cups of self-rising flour, which I've already measured out here. It's just that generic brand back there. I always keep my flour and stuff in the freezer. It will keep forever and always be good. Like flour, cornmeal, things like that, I always freeze. And then I'm going to do 1 cup of the non-fat Chobani Greek yogurt, which I've already measured that out as well. And then 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. So what I'll do is mix the garlic powder in with the flour really well, just to get those dry ingredients mixed, and then mix the yogurt in. It'll kind of be crumbly and sticky, and then once you kind of get it into a ball and stuff, I'm going to show you how I portion it out. And I just use butter spray on my hands and stuff to make it easier to work with. So that's a great tip. And I have my baking sheet already lined over here with aluminum foil. I will just have to spray it. All right, let's make some garlic rolls. So I have my 1.5 cups of flour here. I'm going to put that in. I'm going to measure out 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. And then we're just going to mix that up. And that really just makes sure that that garlic taste gets in all of the rolls well. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and add in our yogurt. And basically, I'm just going to mix this until it's kind of nice and crumbly. And then I'm pushing up my sleeves. I've already taken my rings off, and you got to kind of get your hands messy with this one. Okay, that's formed into a pretty nice dough ball. Did you see that? That piece jumped all the way over to the pan. That's formed into a pretty nice dough ball. I'm going to wash my hands and stuff real quick because I am going to use the butter spray. Plus I have to weigh it and see how many grams per garlic roll I need. So I'll be right back. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this on here. It is at 0 right now, and we'll see how many grams this is. So it is 510 grams, and I need 18 rolls. So let's see here, 510 divided by 18. 28.3 grams. So I'm going to try to do 28 grams per roll. And then I have my pan ready. So basically what I'm going to do is push tear to where it's 0, and then I'm going to pull off, well, I need to spray my hands too. I'm going to pull off 28 grams to where it's negative 28. There's negative 24, negative 27. Perfect. Negative 28. So I'm just going to do that, and then hopefully I end up with 18 pretty even garlic rolls.
So casually keep diving into concrete, so bittersweet, huh? Keep losing sleep while driving in the backseat. What's left of me? Drowning in what feels just like an ocean. Negativity is getting closer. Hard to keep the heat when it gets colder. You know, sometimes everything just gets hard. Sometimes everything just gets harder. Feeling like I'm missing some parts. Days just keep on getting much darker, even when I'm down in the low.
So there's all 18 of them, and then what I'm going to do is take my butter spray, and I'm going to spray the tops of them. And then I'm going to take some garlic salt and just sprinkle on top of them. And these are so delicious, y'all. For a point per row, you can't beat it. And we will have this meal tonight, so I will show you how I do my zoodles as well, even though I don't like pre-prep those, but whenever we get ready to eat, then I will show you how I put that together. So these are ready to go in the oven for, I think I do it at 350 for 12 minutes. And then I will put them on the top rack and put it on broil just for a couple of minutes until they're nicely browned on top. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make up another batch of my peanut butter chocolate protein cookies. These are the ingredients that you need. I use 1 scoop of the PE Science Select chocolate cupcake, 1 scoop of the Matrix peanut butter cookie. I use about 5 to 7 grams of the Hershey's Special Dark Cocoa. Sometimes it jumps up to 7 on the scale before it even starts to register. 5 grams of the sugar-free Jell-O chocolate fudge pudding mix, a huge heaping tablespoon of baking powder, and then I do half a can of the 100% pure pumpkin, which this is what's left from last week. So I will use all of that today, and then about 100 grams or so of the egg whites. I add more if I need to based on the consistency. And then once I get it all mixed up, I add in 14 grams, which I think is 1 serving of the Lily's no sugar added dark chocolate baking chips. So these are very delicious. I know a couple of my followers have tried them and love them, so give them a try. They are not going to be good right out of the oven. You have to kind of let them set and cool. They will flatten out. Actually, I won't eat these until later tonight. Well, I still have 3 left from last week. I don't know why I ended up eating my dinner so late every night this week that I didn't eat all my cookies. But I'm going to eat those 3 tonight, and then the others will just be in my Tupperware container in the refrigerator, and then I just take out however many 2 to 3 that I'm going to eat and warm them up for 30 seconds. Okay guys, here we go. We're going to do 1 scoop of the peanut butter protein powder, 1 scoop of the chocolate, and get my scale, and we're going to do about 5 grams or so of the, and this is the Hershey's Special Dark. Oops, you can't see that. Hershey's Special Dark. And so this does make it like a really dark chocolatey color. It's delicious. And then we're going to do 5 grams of the sugar-free Jell-O. That was 7 grams of that, but I finished it off. Then the last dry good is the baking powder. So we're going to do 1 tablespoon of the baking powder. And I do a pretty big tablespoon. We're just going to mix all of the dry ingredients together. And then I'm going to go ahead and go in with my pumpkin, and I'm going to use whatever's remaining in this can, which should be a little over 200 grams. 217 grams, so that's like perfect. And then I'm going to go in with my egg whites, and I usually stop at about 100 grams or so. And mix that up and then see if I need more. And I think that's a pretty good consistency. I may add just a tiniest little splash of egg whites just to make it a little runnier. Okay, that looks good. So now I'm just going to add in my 14 grams of baking chips, which is not very many, but I do like having them in there. And I'm going to get this mixed up and get them portioned out into 12 cookies on the baking sheet. Okay, here's the cookies. They're ready to go in the oven, 350 degrees for about 9 minutes. So here are the garlic rolls that I just pulled out of the oven. I think that they will be fine, even though a couple of them are overcooked. That's just where I put them under the broiler. You always have to watch that. I should have known better than to get distracted for like a minute. And then I was like, oh crap, Anyway, and here are the cookies. They came out perfect. They've been setting for a few minutes, so they've already kind of flattened out, but they look like they are pretty perfect. And now we are going to plate up our chicken and rice and veggies, and then I'm going to work on some of my breakfast prep. Alright guys, here is the rice. It has been ready in the rice cooker for a while. It's just been sitting here on warm. I'm going to go ahead over here and just measure out 1 cup and put into each container and see if that works out well. And then we will add the chicken and stuff, which I think that it is done. Ooh, look at that. It is boiling. It seems real liquidy, so I'm probably gonna, I don't know, drain it or I might just use a spoon, you know, that kind of drains most of that liquid off, because I do not want all that liquid on the rice. But it looks and smells pretty good. I think it's gonna taste good. We'll see. But that is very, very hot. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off and get the rice in the containers. And then I'll pick this up and move it over, and then we'll add the veggies and the chicken and stuff. Okay guys, we're finally gonna go ahead and plate up the chicken and rice and veggies. I've actually already went ahead and measured out the cup of rice into each container. It ended up to be about 180 or so grams per each, so I think that's about perfect. And I think that works out to about 6 points worth of jasmine rice. And then the veggies and the chicken mixture are both 0 points, so I'm just going to kind of eyeball that, and let's get them plated up and get this done. I'm losing light since it's 3:30, so I haven't done too bad today. I've got everything done except for my breakfast items, so I'm going to plate this up and get this in the refrigerator. It's been sitting for a while. Well, I just took the stuff out of the crock pot, but the rice and the roasted vegetables have been sitting for quite a while. Let's see here, hopefully y'all can see. I'm gonna get a slotted spoon. So this is how liquidy the chicken and the pepper mixture. So I'm just gonna kind of strain it like that and scoop it into the containers. And I'm just gonna put it right on top of the rice. Okay guys, here is the crock pot red pepper chicken, I think is what it was called. It's from Slender Kitchen. I will have that original recipe linked down below. I did not make any modifications other than the fact that I left onions out of the mixture. So I have a cup of rice in there, a generous helping of this 0 point chicken and peppers, and a generous helping of the roasted vegetables as well. So this comes out to a 6 point meal. All right guys, I have finally finished my meal prep. It is completely done. I have my breakfast and everything cooked for the week. The only thing that I will have to do is make my lunch each night, and I will do that each day just because I like my sandwich to kind of be fresh. But we will start on this end. This is that crock pot. Okay guys, here is my completed meal prep for today. I feel like I have been working for hours and hours. It's only 4:30, but since it's getting dark already, it just seems so much later. I have my meals prepped for dinner for the week. I've got my cookies prepped. I have my fruit prepped for my lunches, and I have my breakfast prepped for 5 days. So we will just start down here on the end. This is the slow cooker Italian red pepper chicken that was from slenderkitchen.com, which I just put all of that in the crock pot. And there is a cup of rice underneath the chicken, and then just roasted some vegetables in the oven. And then I'm having Zoodles for my spaghetti this week. And so I made 3 containers of my ground turkey marinara. And then we have some garlic rolls, which I almost overcooked those when I was browning the tops of them, but they will be okay. And then I have, of course, my chocolate peanut butter protein cookies as well. I have 7 containers of fruit and 7 containers of yogurt back there that will last me all week. And then I also made 5 things of scrambled eggs. I did not film making the scrambled eggs just because everybody knows how to make scrambled eggs, and I actually cooked these in 5 individual batches instead of in 1 or 2 big batches, just because I'm just particular and want the exact portions every day. So anyway, and then I made my bacon in the microwave this week. I just did it in 2 batches of 5 strips, so there are 10 strips of bacon there. I don't know if I said earlier or in another video, I was not a huge fan of it being in the oven last week. It just tasted really greasy, and cooking it in the microwave, it's a lot, I don't know, drier, I guess, because the paper towels do absorb it. But anyway, this is it. It looks delicious. My camera's about to die, so I'm going to end right here. Okay guys, for the zoodles, I just have 2 small zucchinis here. I don't really know which side I'm going to do. I guess I'm just going to do this side. And I just do it with this little hand thing. It's pretty quick. You just pop it in here. It is nice to put the end on it because blades are sharp and it will cut you. Normally my husband does this. I'm not good at it. I'm going to get it started here. And it's that easy. So I've got like 4 chunks here that I'm going to spiralize. And then I will put this in the microwave for 3 minutes. And these little ring things that pop out, I just always take those out. I'm going to put them on the paper towel over here. Alright guys, here are the Zoodles fresh out of the microwave. I did just kind of squeeze some of the liquid out of them with the paper towels, and my marinara sauce is almost warm. I'm going to grab that and put it on there, and then I'll show you what it looks like. And I have 3 garlic rolls that I'm going to warm up. Okay guys, here is my completed Zoodles with my ground turkey marinara, and all of that is 0 points. And then I have 3 garlic rolls that are 1 point each. So this is a 3-point dinner, and it's going to be a pretty hefty meal for just 3 points. Hey guys, I wanted to thank you so much for watching this Sunday meal prep video. I hope that you try some of these recipes. If you do, let me know in the description, or let me know in the comment box down below whether or not you try these or have tried these or like them or whatever, or if you have any tips for me. I love to talk back and forth with you guys in the comments. And if you haven't already, please click subscribe and click that like button. It really helps support my channel, and also click that notification bell so that you don't miss the next time that I upload. I typically upload 3 times a week, on Tuesday, Thursday, and on Sundays. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.